Hello everyone, and let's talk about the best defense against generative AI obsolescence for the employees of associations. Now, generative AI is transforming workflows in associations, and associations are facing the challenge of how to successfully integrate generative AI without alienating its staff, its volunteers, and even its members, and navigating more broadly the impact of generative AI on these folks. Now, the key is to not try to compete with generative AI for your staff and for your volunteer leaders, but to use human strengths, things that generative AI can't in the short or medium term effectively emulate, like strategic thinking, adaptability, and creative problem solving. Let's talk about the first, strategic thinking. AI is great at data analysis, but it lacks contextual alignment. So it doesn't really understand the broader context of what's happening with the association, with your organization's goals, in the same way that your staff and your volunteers do. So strategic thinking can be a really helpful tool for interpreting the outputs that generative AI creates, which is great for data analysis, great for looking at creating content, and then adapting that to the long-term strategy. Generative AI is good at strategy in the form of simply looking at past trends and predicting future results, but that's not what you want to be doing. That's not strategy. That's just planning, where you're saying, well, we'll do the same thing in the next year that we did in the past year. That's not very effective if you want your association to succeed and to thrive. You don't need to skate. You shouldn't skate to where the puck is. You should skate to where the puck is going. And you should figure out how to change your strategy proactively to align with the future. So foster a culture of inquiry by encouraging why and what if questions, of strategic thinking, rather than of simply doing the same things that worked in the past that probably will not work so well in the future. Moving on to adaptability. You need to thrive in the age of change, and your staff and volunteers need to do so. Rigid workflows are not great for AI-driven world because AI will automate those workflows. Flexibility is key. You want to figure out where AI will be going wrong and adapt to those sorts of situations. So you need to be constantly evolving the roles and tools that you're using, because generative AI is adapting, improving continually, and the roles that were used to be functional in the past will not be so functional. So proactive leadership needs to be taken by your staff and volunteers in order to pilot new AI tools, embrace experimentation, adapt to the new things that they need to do in order for your association to succeed, to have a real growth mindset. Okay, moving on to creative problem solving. That's what will really enhance member value. AI is great for optimizing processes, but it's not very good at figuring out edge cases or dealing with ambiguity. And so much of what associations do has edge cases. So you need to use AI insights and trends and forecasts as a starting point, and then adapt human-centered creative problem solving to these forecasts to really address those edge cases. It can be really helpful to have cross-functional teams with some staff members, perhaps some volunteers, some committees, to reimagine diverse offerings that your association can provide to your members as your member needs are changing. Again, AI is not great for forecasting changing member needs. It only looks at the past and forecasts the future based on that. So have creative solutions that foster deeper connection and drive engagement. And that's what will help your members appreciate what you're doing and will help your staff and volunteers still stay relevant in a generative AI world. I'll tell you about a client case study. I worked with a national association for healthcare professionals that faced the dilemma of integrating generative AI tools while ensuring that its staff and volunteers felt empowered, not displaced by generative AI. And they were reluctant to experiment with generative AI tools. And so what we did was we created some strategic thinking workshop first to train staff to align AI insights with member needs in a strategic fashion, improving programs like certification for the healthcare association, for the people who are members of the healthcare association. We have provided some coaching on adaptability for staff and volunteers to guide leaders in piloting AI tools for local event planning and member engagement. And we had some creative problem-solving labs and with role-playing. So we facilitate collaboration to tackle various challenges that people face, such as redesigning mentorship programs, whatever needs that local chapters might have. Results were quite good. So membership and retention increased by over 15% through personalized AI-driven communication, which deepened engagement. Volunteer satisfaction also increased because they gained confidence through focused training and tools, and they didn't have to spend so much time on repetitive rote tasks that AI could automate. And there were operational efficiency gains of over 30% for staff, with AI streamlining tasks, enabling staff to prioritize more strategic goals. So that's what you want to be thinking about. That's the kind of thing that you want to focus on. Have a focus on strategic thinking, adaptability, and creative problem solving to ensure that your staff and volunteers can drive change and guide change as opposed to resist to it. These skills can enhance membership value, foster volunteer leadership, and drive your association to be seen as a thought leader in your industry. The future will belong to associations who use generative AI tools effectively while also harnessing human potential successfully. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Future Forward Association. Please make sure to subscribe to the show wherever you checked it out and leave a review. It helps others discover the show and helps us improve the show. And if you have any questions, please make sure to email me at gleb, Gleb, @disasteravoidanceexperts.com.